Once upon a time, there was a peaceful little kingdom. Well, usually it was peaceful. This morning, however, there's a great commotion in the royal palace, for today is the prince's 20th birthday, and his father the king is letting no one forget it.
Where is everybody? Ahoy there! Not a peep. You're making your king very angry.
Coming.
Where's the captain of the guard?
Your Majesty, the captain of the guard is still asleep in bed.
Oh? And my servants and ministers? Where are they?
They're all in bed as well, Your Majesty.
And my breakfast?
The royal cook is in bed as well.
Outrageous! What if my castle came under attack while those good-for-nothings were still asleep? Would they expect to fight them off with pillows? Wake them up, every one of them!
Darling, will you please stop bellowing? Of course everyone's still in bed. Why, it isn't even daylight yet.
Where's my son, the prince?
Sleeping like any normal person. And may I remind you, he is our son.
Oh, don't bother me with technicalities. Doesn't he know this is his birthday? Wake him up at once.
Don't you shout at me. Why must you always be such a bully?
Has any monarch ever been so misunderstood? Have you forgotten about the royal ball this afternoon?
This ball you've planned is just one more example of how selfish you can be. You know quite well your son would do almost anything rather than attend this affair. He doesn't even know how to dance, but you insist on holding a birthday ball for him.
But this ball will be different. He won't have to dance. All he'll have to do is flirt.
What silly idea are you planning now?
I was hoping to keep it a secret, but now that the cat's out of the bag, I might as well tell you that I've invited every eligible young woman in the kingdom. So be sure he scrubs behind his ears.
What in heaven's name are you driving at, you silly old man? You're plotting something, and I want to know what.
I'm giving our son the opportunity to find himself a wife. He's going to be 20 today.
You must be out of your mind. He's hardly more than a baby.
What?
It's far too early to be thinking of marriage.
Are you saying that I'm wrong, madam?
I certainly am. I'm not going to let you play the matchmaker with my boy just because you want a few grandchildren to bounce on your knee.
What's wrong with wanting grandchildren to bounce on my knee? And you must admit that you want them just as much as I do.
Well,
then stop
wait,
complaining.
what are you doing?
I've been thinking of a name for our first grandson. How does Cuthbert strike you?
Please, dear, you're making me dizzy.
Dizzy, there's a possibility. King Dizzy the
got
First.
into you?
Cinderella! You're to come into the house this minute.
I wonder if poor Cinderella's still asleep.
She was up doing needlework for half the night.
Sleeping late as usual, I see.
Mother, Phoebe won't give me back my pearls. They're my pearls. And you better let go of them, Griselda, or I'll teach you a
Be
lesson
quiet,
you'll never
both of you.
forget. These are my pearls, not yours. No, they're not. They're mine.
Cinderella? Cinderella?
Cinderella, your stepmother's calling you. Time to wake up, Cinderella. Good morning. It's mine. Give it back. Let go. Let's go.
How awful. I slept through half the morning. Thank you so much for waking me up.
Good morning, Cinderella. Lovely day, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but how could I have overslept today of all days?
My goodness, if they're going to keep you working late into the night, they can't expect you up at the crack of dawn.
Once those silly stepsisters of yours have gone to the ball, you'll be able to take a rest.
I am looking forward to relaxing a bit.
Uh-huh.
Already planning your lunch break?
Oh, good morning, stepmother.
Good afternoon's more like it. Really, you are the laziest girl.
But
And when were you planning to make our breakfast?
Right away, ma'am.
And so Cinderella went about performing the tasks her angry stepmother had given her. As usual, she managed to find some cheer in her work in spite of the unfairness of it. Try as they might, her little friends could not understand how Cinderella could remain so happy in the face of such cruelty.
Honestly, Cinderella, the way they treat you, I simply don't know how you put up with it.
It's not so bad. And they give me a place to sleep and food to eat.
Can you imagine those two foolish girls at the prince's birthday ball? What if they have a fist fight in the middle of the ballroom?
I don't understand how those people in the palace could invite her two sisters and not invite Cinderella.
Me neither.
They must be out of their minds.
Now, you mustn't talk like that. This ball is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to them. They've been getting ready for it for a month.
What you really mean is that you've been getting them ready for it. I've lost count of the time you've spent making just this one dress for that silly goose Phoebe.
It was such a relief when I finally finished.
What a shame you won't be able to wear it, Cinderella. Imagine how beautiful you'd look.
You're right, Gwendolyn. If she went to the palace wearing that, she'd be the belle of the ball.
I'm certain the prince wouldn't be able to resist her.
Stop it, you two. I'm not going to the palace, and that's that. And please remove yourself from my dresses. I don't want them ruined. Stepmother's already furious with me.
Cinderella, where are you? The girls are sitting here waiting to have their hair done.
Yes, I'm coming.
Hurry up, we don't have all day.
Cinderella certainly seemed to get angry all of a sudden.
No, Algernon, she was sad.
Sad?
Yes. About not being able to go to the ball. And who wouldn't be? Every eligible girl in the kingdom will be at the prince's birthday, but poor Cinderella doesn't have a dress to wear or a carriage to take her to the palace. So she'll be left behind while those horrible sisters of hers, Phoebe and Griselda, go to the prince's birthday ball and have all the fun.
It just isn't fair.
There we are.
Well, how do I look? It suits your figure perfectly, dear. I'm sure every young man at the ball will want to dance with you when they see that dress.
Just so long as they don't see that face of yours.
You'll have to eat those words when you see me waltzing with His Majesty the Prince.
It will be lovely.
Ha! Poor Griselda, you silly thing. Once the prince gets a good look at me, he won't have time for anyone else.
Why would the prince dance with a bag of bones like you?
Stop it, both of you!
Eh?
Oh, excuse me, stepmother.
You're behaving like a foolish dreamer.
I don't know why. I'm so embarrassed.
Don't be. It's quite funny watching someone dance with himself.
I was? I don't know how it could have happened. One minute I was looking at your dress, and the next my mind was drifting off.
Of course, you imagined that you were waltzing at the ball, am I right?
And I suppose everyone was terribly impressed with your shabby dress and dirty face.
And of course you found a prince to dance with you. The Prince of Chimney Sweeps, perhaps?
May I come to the prince's birthday ball with you?
Huh? What in the world?
Yes, I want to come along too. Oh, please, please, stepmother, let me come along with you to the palace.
Absolutely out of the question.
But stepmother, the invitation that came to the house says that every young unmarried woman in the kingdom may come to the ball.
I'm certain the invitation wasn't meant to include every homely little dirty-faced washerwoman who is foolish enough to put herself on equal footing with her betters. Of all the nerve! Listen to me carefully, Cinderella. When your parents died, I took pity on you, gave you a bed to sleep in and food to eat. All I've ever had in return is laziness and complaints. Remember, I took you out of the gutter and I can put you back.
Forgive me, stepmother. I'm very grateful for all that you have done.
Well, you can show me how grateful you are by being a bit more obedient.
Yes, of course, stepmother. I'm sorry I spoke out like that. Forgive me for upsetting you.
We're wasting time. Come along, you two. The carriage is waiting. Cinderella, I want this house perfectly clean when we return. I'm tired of your laziness, you ungrateful girl. Sweep the cobwebs from the attic, chase the rats from the cellar, and as for your ridiculous idea of attending the ball, put it out of your mind once and for all.
I'm warning you, Father, this little scheme of yours will never work. I don't even want to think of getting married yet. Ow, that's hot!
Why is everybody in this family defying me? I'm only thinking about your future.
I think I'll go and join the circus.
You set one foot out of this palace and I'll have you arrested and jailed, understand?
I don't know what that would be like, but I think I'd prefer it to this.
What? So I suppose you'd rather watch your father be made a fool of. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well...
Good.
Sir.
I want you to keep a close watch on him. Don't take your eyes off of him for a second. Don't even blink.
Right.
I want guards posted at every door. The prince is under house arrest.
What a wonderful birthday.
There they go at last. I hope they enjoy dancing with each other because I doubt anyone else will dance with them.
Oh, look, there she is. Poor Cinderella.
You were right about her. She obviously wants to go to the ball very much.
It's not fair.
Wait a minute. We can't just sit here and let her heart be broken. There must be some way we can help her get to the ball.
That's more easily said than done. To begin with, she hasn't a thing to wear to the palace.
Yes, I suppose that is a problem.
Well, if she had a suitable gown, that would at least be a beginning.
A ball gown?
What?
Excuse me, but was that you talking just now?
Well, who else would it be?
That tree did speak to me. You all heard it, so I'm not imagining things. You...
Well, the wind has blown many things up into my branches over the years. I might have just what you're looking for.
Look, the tree's moving.
What's that? Oh, look at that lovely dress. What a beautiful gown. You see, our wishes have come true. How wonderful. Oh, what a glorious gown. Cinderella will be the most beautiful girl at the ball. Cinderella! 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 I have a wonderful surprise for you.
Oh, what a beautiful dress. Are you absolutely sure it's meant for me?
Of course it is. Who else would it be meant for? Now hurry up and try it on.
It's too wonderful for words.
Thank you, Mr. Tree. It was very kind of you.
I'd appreciate it if you keep this a secret.
Oh, mum's the word. I can understand why you don't want something like this to get around. Say, do you want us to return the dress after the ball is over?
Yes, I think it would be best if you did.
All right.
Let's see what else I can find up here.
Whoa! Woo! Thanks. Think that should do it.
It's perfectly splendid.
It's a dream come true. I've never worn anything so wonderful in my whole life.
Oh, please, let us see what it looks like when you dance.
Dear me, I can't believe I'm going to be dancing at the Royal Palace.
Cinderella, it's beautiful.
Wait. Your shoes. Oh, I almost forgot.
What pretty shoes.
Hurry, there's no time to waste. Come on.
Be careful of your stepmother. Don't let her see you, and try to get back before she does.
Don't worry, I'll make sure that I'm back home before it gets dark.
We all hope you have a marvelous time, Cinderella.
I know I will.
Bye, Cinderella. Bye. Have fun.
We've come to a complete standstill. What a mob. If you ask me, there are far too many unmarried young women in this kingdom.
At this rate, we'll be unmarried old women by the time we finally arrive at the royal palace.
There'll be such a crowd we won't even see the prince, let alone dance with him.
Calm down, dear. Don't worry about this riffraff. I've been assured that only a select group of the finest women in the realm will be allowed into the grand ballroom, and that includes us.
Excuse me for bothering your highness, but a word from His Majesty the King.
What?
Wake up! You do understand?
I understand perfectly. I'll try not to doze off again. Huh?
Oh, it's wonderful. But the question is, am I going to be brave enough to go in there all by myself? Perhaps I should keep out of sight just a little longer.
May it please your highness, I wish to present Madame Pompadour and her two daughters, Phoebe and Griselda.
My daughters are thrilled to make your acquaintance. I'm sure the feeling will be mutual.
Don't be so pushy.
Stop it, get out of my way.
Ooh, why you little...
Whoa! Whoa! No, you don't!
What are you doing?
It doesn't want
all the
Phoebe,
nerve.
Griselda, stop it!
Meanwhile, in the garden, Cinderella hid among the bushes, waiting for the opportunity and the courage to enter the palace.
All this waiting has suddenly made me very tired.
The bored young prince had managed to slip away from the ball. As he was attempting to make good his escape, he wondered how he could ever relieve his boredom, unaware that he was about to stumble over the answer.
Shh, not a word. I'm sorry, but you see, I certainly wasn't expecting to come across a young lady taking a nap in the midst of the palace gardens.
Yes, I must seem awfully foolish coming all the way to the royal ball and falling asleep. How embarrassing.
Don't be embarrassed. I only wish I was brave enough to take a nap whenever I felt like it. I absolutely hate these dances. I would rather do just about anything than go to them.
Why do you hate them?
I'm going to tell you a little secret. Just between you, me, and the shrubbery, I don't know how to dance.
I find that hard to believe.
Most of the time, I avoid being asked to dance by pretending that the entire affair and everyone there is boring me to tears. I put my head back and roll my eyes up like this. Sometimes it works and I really do start to doze off.
Oh my, really?
Yes, and I'm always worried that someone is going to discover that I can't dance a step. Just think of how embarrassing that would be. I can't begin to tell. Hey, what are you doing? What's this?
Now, don't be frightened. I just want to see if you're really telling me the truth or not. Come on now, get up. Here we go.
Believe me, I can't dance a step.
Then it's fortunate for you you happened to bump into me. Just follow my lead and I'll teach you everything you'll ever need to know about dancing.
All right, but I'm warning you, I'm going to step all over your feet.
Quiet and listen to the music. Let your body move to the music.
All right.
That's it. Now just relax more.
Say, this isn't so terrible. I think I could begin to enjoy this. You know, you're really a very sweet person. Most of the young women I know would have nothing but contempt for a man who didn't even know how to dance.
But you do know how to dance.
I do?
Yes.
Do you mean that that's all there is to it? That I actually know how to dance now?
Indeed you do, and very well. I'm sure the prince himself couldn't dance any better than you are now.
Now that you mention it, I believe you're right. I've heard the prince is a terrible dancer.
The prince is dancing with a young lady.
What? This young lady the prince is dancing with, is she of noble blood?
I don't know, Your Majesty.
We'll find out. Your health depends on the answer.
You've a natural gift for dancing. There's nothing more I can teach you.
Oh no, you're wrong. There is something more you can teach me.
What's that?
Oh, it's something very simple. If you wouldn't mind, I'd be eternally grateful if you told me your name.
Why on earth would you want to know that?
Oh, only because I want to engrave it in my heart forever.
You mustn't say that, even in jest.
What's wrong?
No, I had no right to come here. I must go home. Goodbye.
Wait, you can't be leaving already.
I must. Goodbye.
It's impossible. It can't be her.
Please come back. If I said anything wrong, I'm sorry.
Thank you for the dance in the garden. I enjoyed it very much.
Please wait. At least let me escort you back to your home.
I'll never forget this day as long as I live. Goodbye.
Wait, milady, wait. You can't go yet. Oh, please, milady, please. You must come back. Your Highness, that's it. After her. You mustn't let her escape. That's it. Don't mind me, Your Highness. Keep going. I'm doing fine. Yeah!
Mother, make him stop!
I'm gonna be sick! Oh, be quiet, you pair of moaning ninnies. I'm only doing this for your sake. Can't you make this contraption go faster, you blundering fool?
Oh!
Don't let her get away, Your Highness. Yeah!
Where'd she go?
What a surprise, Your Highness. Welcome to my humble home. Your wish is my command.
I'm looking for a young lady who came galloping through your front gate. Have you any idea where she is?
Why, I suppose you must be referring to one of my lovely daughters, Your Highness.
And where might I find them?
Here, Your Majesty. Now, which one of them have you taken a fancy to? Come, don't be shy, my prince.
Good heavens, that young man is the prince.
So, Ignat, you've managed to locate the girl who was dancing with the prince.
Indeed I have, Your Majesty.
Who the devil is she? Where does she come from?
I have identified the young lady as one of the 2 daughters of Madame Pompadour.
You're absolutely certain of that?
There's no question of it, Your Majesty. This is the girl's shoe. She lost it as she was fleeing from the prince. I had the presence of mind to secure it as evidence.
Brilliant, Ignat. Find this girl and her huge battle axe of a mother and bring them both to the palace at once, you hear?
Sire.
But see you keep it a secret from the prince. I will arrange a meeting between the 2 of them as if it were by accident. They'll fall hopelessly in love, and I'll give them my consent to be married, and then I'll be a grandfather. Well, get moving, Ignat. I don't recall giving you permission to stand around dawdling all day.
Right away, Your Highness. Immediately, right away.
What? There must be some mistake.
You mean you haven't heard about it?
I'm always the last person to hear about these things, Mother. Now, who's been spreading these ridiculous rumors that I'm about to get married?
I heard it from your father.
Well, I might have known. Oh, isn't he ever going to give up?
I don't know why, son, but your father seems to have enormous confidence that you're going to marry someone before the week is out.
Why can't he leave me alone?
He's already ordered his ministers to set up a committee to organize a subcommittee to begin discussing the preparations for the wedding. Why, he's even had the Royal Corps of Engineers draw up blueprints for the grandchildren's baby carriages.
I don't know what to do, Mother. You've got to help me. You're the only one who can do it. There must be something that will convince Father to stop interfering in my personal life, at least for a while. Right now, I'm so confused by the girl I met at the ball, I feel like I've lost my senses.
But you don't know the first thing about her.
Does it really matter?
My son, when one is an heir to the throne and loses his head over a young lady about whom...
Perhaps she's a figment of my imagination. She taught me how to dance, then disappeared like a puff of smoke.
Well, I must admit she taught you well. You used to be so clumsy.
I don't understand it. She left in a rush without telling me her name.
You're in love with her, aren't you, this mysterious spirit girl of yours?
I feel like I've known you forever, but I still don't know your name.
I'm called Cinderella.
Cinderella. Why, that's a lovely name. How is it that you've never been to the palace? I simply can't understand why I haven't met you before. I'm certain that I'd remember meeting a young lady as lovely and delightful as you, Cinderella. I could dance with you forever. I want to know everything about you. How strange. We've just met and I feel like I've known you all my life.
Cinderella? Cinderella?
Huh?
Honestly, ever since you went to the ball, you've been drifting off into some kind of dreamland. You're going to get into trouble if you don't stop being so absent-minded.
Tell us, Cinderella, what happened at the palace?
Nothing very remarkable, really. I just taught a young man how to dance.
A young man?
Yes, the prince.
The prince, really?
You've got to be joking. You actually taught the prince how to dance?
Yes. I know it's difficult to believe, but he even turned to me at one point and asked me what my name was.
What then?
Well, I ran away. I didn't know what else to do. After all, what would he have thought of me if I'd told him that my gown came from the branches of a tree?
It seems to me, Cinderella, that the prince didn't ask for your whole family history. He only wanted to know what your name was.
And you could have answered him very simply by saying, "My name's Cinderella."
I suppose I was afraid at the time. But when I replay that moment in my mind, I gladly answer his question every time. Yes, Prince, I'll tell you my name. I'm called Cinderella. Oh, I wish I had told him, but it's too late now.
Now I know what the problem is, Cinderella. You're lovesick.
Am I?
You're feverish and lightheaded. Those are always common symptoms in cases like these.
Precisely. Why, when I first met Algernon, he behaved so oddly I didn't know what to make of him.
That may be true, but don't forget I had a bad cold at the time.
Is that so? Well, if your cold was that bad, you should have stayed in that tree instead of flying about and chirping your head off.
Well, I only did that because my doctor prescribed plenty of exercise.
Algernon!
But all of this is beside the point. Listen to me, Cinderella. You've got to get yourself back to the palace somehow.
That's right. He may be wrong about a lot of things, but on this point, he's right. You've got to tell the prince how you feel.
That's the only hope you have of ever getting over your illness. Of course, on the other hand, it might make you even sicker than ever.
If that happens, there's only one cure. Getting married.
Pray pardon the intrusion, Madame Pompadour. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, my honorable sir, I can't begin to describe what a pleasure your visit is to me. Why, it practically makes me giddy.
Yes, well, the fact is that His Majesty the King would like you and the young lady in question to come to the palace at once.
Oh!
My dear Madame Pompadour, You are giddy, aren't you?
Just a bit faint.
I don't mind telling you that this is a matter of some delicacy, madam. You see, the king is planning to orchestrate a secret meeting between the prince and your daughter and then immediately begin arrangements for their wedding.
My daughter marrying the prince, that means someday she'd become the queen.
Oh, please don't take it so hard, madam. You'll still see her from time to time.
Oh, I'm willing to make sacrifices for the good of the kingdom. What are we waiting for? Girls, get in here.
What beauties?
I'll have them ready in a moment and we'll be on our way. I know you're in a hurry.
Which one of your daughters is it that's coming along with us?
Whatever do you mean, which one?
My dear lady, this is a relatively civilized country. The prince can't possibly marry both of your daughters. Which one is it to be?
Of course, how silly of me. Very well. It seems one of my naughty little cherubs captured the prince's heart. Now be honest, which one of you charmers was it?
I must admit it's me.
Well, there they go again. What a relief.
That was such a splendid carriage that came to pick them up. I wonder where they're off to.
All that matters is that we're rid of them. This could be your big chance to go back to the royal palace.
Cinderella, it's the opportunity you've been waiting for. It may not come again.
Oh, dear. Stop the carriage. Stop the carriage.
Good heavens, Madame Pompadour. What is it? Is something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. I just thought of something I forgot back at home. Would you mind waiting for me for a few moments?
Why, of course not. Let me have the coach turned around.
No, please don't bother. It's only a little ways, and the exercise will do me good.
Of course. It would be a pleasure to shake that dress out of my branches again.
Thank you, Mr. Tree. I can't tell you how grateful we are for your help.
Don't bother thanking me. I'm as fond of Cinderella as everyone else. Stand back now.
It's so beautiful.
Yo! Here we go again. Come on, Cinderella. Hurry up and change into these things. I'm sure the prince is just waiting for you.
Stepmother!
I'd almost think you weren't happy to see me. Goodness, what a pretty dress. Wherever did you get it? Just what are you up to?
Please, stepmother, that dress doesn't belong to you. Give it back.
You're making me very cross, dear. If I were you, I'd be less worried about this dress and more worried about myself.
Please, ma'am, what are you going to do to me?
I haven't quite decided yet, but I'll have plenty of time to think of something later. In the meantime, you can keep yourself company in here.
Don't! Please! Stepmother, please, let me out! Open the door! Oh, please. Open the door. What could that noise be?
Get on with it. Can't you go any faster?
No, what are you doing? Stop it! Stop it, please! Oh, no, don't, please, woodsman, spare that tree! Oh, you've no right.
Cinderella? Cinderella, please stop crying.
I can't help it. What an awful thing to do. Why on earth would he want to chop down that wonderful tree?
Your spiteful stepmother made the woodsman do it. She wanted to make sure you never got another pretty dress to wear to the palace.
Oh, that means it's all my fault that that beautiful tree was chopped down. Oh, my fault.
Now, don't be silly, Cinderella. You mustn't blame yourself. You couldn't foresee what would happen.
It's awful, I know, but what's done is done. The important thing now is getting you out of here before your stepmother comes back again.
Oh, it's no use. She has the woodsman watching my window. There's no way to escape.
Now. None of that kind of talk, Cinderella. We're here with you. We'll think of something.
Gwendolyn's right. Your stepmother isn't the only one with powerful friends. Why, we've got allies in every field, tree, and bush for miles around, and they'll come running when we send them the word.
What? You insufferable nitwit, what have you done? You expect him to marry both of them? I'm trying to find a wife for my son, not a harem, you nincompoop!
I am sorry, Your Majesty, but you must understand I was put in a most awkward position since both young ladies claimed to be the girl in question.
And which one was it?
I don't know.
How do we find out which of them was telling the truth?
I suppose you must ask the young ladies themselves.
What the devil have I got to do with them? No, Ignatz, my clever friend, you brought these two beauties here. You'll have to choose one of them.
Me, Your Majesty? You want me to choose?
Yes, and you best choose wisely, for if the prince isn't happy with your choice, I'll have you thrown in the darkest dungeon, where your only choice will be whether to have rat or mouse for supper.
Oh, no, not that.
You've no time for blubbering. I've ordered that the wedding ceremony take place tomorrow afternoon.
What? Tomorrow afternoon?
But don't let that affect you. You've an important choice to make. Don't be hasty.
Oh, what did I do to deserve this? How did I ever get into this? I wish I had never found that silly shoe. Shoe?
Shoe?
Of course, I found the perfect solution. I shall have both the young ladies try on the shoe, and the one it fits is the one I'm looking for. Now, where did I put it?
What the blazes are you mumbling about?
Ah, why, of course, now I remember. I gave it to you, Your Majesty.
You gave what to me?
That shoe I found in the road. I gave it to you this very morning, Your Majesty. Surely you remember.
Yes, and as I recall, it didn't fit me at all.
Ah, how wonderful, sire, you do remember.
What about it?
Well, you see, I was wondering if you might tell me where it is, Your Majesty.
No idea. How would I know where it is?
Please, Your Highness, you see, that shoe is the only clue we have. If you could only remember what you did.
Do you expect me to know the whereabouts of every shoe in the kingdom, even the ones that don't fit me?
Mother, I've got to do something, or Father will force me to marry one of those horrible girls.
We're back, and we've brought along some friends who can really sink their teeth into the problem.
Can't you have them work more quietly? I'm afraid they'll catch the woodsman's attention.
I'm afraid we've already done that.
What?
Don't worry, he's watching us like a hawk, but he looks awfully confused. He probably thinks we're up here building a little nest or something.
Oh, do be quiet. This is no time to laugh. We've got to be careful.
Shoo, he can be such a child sometimes, absent-minded, selfish, sometimes downright impossible. If he weren't the king, I'd put him over my knee and give him a... Your Majesty!
Ignatz, what on earth are you doing in the king's chambers?
I'm on a very special mission for the king. I'm sorry, my lady, but I'm sworn to absolute and total secrecy.
You're searching for that shoe, aren't you?
Shoe? What shoe?
You seem to think that if only you can locate the shoe, everything will be all right. Is that it? I know you mean well, but if you find it, the only reward you'll receive is the king's displeasure.
Is Her Majesty trying to tell me something?
Listen, Ignatz. Neither of those two young women you're keeping downstairs is the young woman my son is searching for.
Good heavens, how did you know about that?
I think everybody in the palace must have heard you two bellowing at each other.
What does Her Majesty want of me?
I know that you're my husband's loyal servant, but even if this mysterious shoe should fit one of those dreadful girls and you attempt to force her upon my son, you'll end up in the deepest, darkest dungeon in the palace, for the prince will never marry her.
What? But if the prince doesn't marry her, the king will show me no mercy. Is this what I deserve after all my years of loyalty, to spend my life in the deepest, darkest dungeon? Oh, what am I to do?
It seems there's only one thing you can do, Ignatz, and that's stall for time. If you ever do find that shoe, throw it away or burn it. No matter what the king says, do not choose either of the girls for my son's bride, unless, of course, you want to lose your position or your head.
I'm quite fond of my head.
Mother, I'm bored. When's he going to make up his mind?
Quiet, girls. When you become part of the royal family, you'll learn that waiting is something they do a great deal of.
Where is that mincing little minister now? Ignatz, forget about that blasted shoe and get down here, or I'll string you up by your mustache.
I wish he'd stop staring at us. Why doesn't he lie down somewhere and take a nap or something?
It worked! I'm finally free! Thank you so much, my little friends.
Come on now, Cinderella. We've got no time to lose. Are you about ready for your maiden flight?
Yes, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, I'll make sure everything's in order. Be ready to go when I get back.
What?
He spotted us!
Open this door! You hear? Hey!
Come on, everyone, pull together, pull together.
Wait, come back here! Aha! Now I've got you! Ignat! Well?
Oh, my goodness, which one will it be? Oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, I'm doing the best I can, Your Highness.
Hurry up, then, and make your choice! Quickly!
I am trying, Your Majesty. However, in such matters of state, I wouldn't think to decide for my sovereign.
Really?
My concern is the prince's welfare.
Do you expect me to make this decision all by myself?
Of course, my counsel is always available to His Majesty, but I wouldn't want to make a hasty decision.
Throw this man in the dungeon!
The shoe! You found it!
Yes, I must have.
Give it to me. It's mine.
Girls, behave. Stop this at once.
Give it to me. It's my shoe and you knew it.
I've never seen anything like it.
She's obviously some kind of a witch. You must destroy her, Your Majesty, before she has us all under her evil spell. Destroy her, you fool!
No, wait! Your prince commands you! She's not a witch. She's only my dancing teacher.
What?
Your son is under her spell, Your Majesty. You've got to stop her.
Cinderella! Cinderella! You've forgotten your gown. But don't worry, we'll be there in a moment.
So at last I've discovered the name of the lady who taught me to dance. You must promise me that no matter what happens, you'll never run away from me again.
If that's what you wish, my prince, I'll stay by your side always.
Oh, come on! Why won't my foot fit in this stupid thing?
Perhaps that's because it doesn't belong to you, Miss Piggy Feet.
I suppose it fits you like a glove.
Excuse me, please. Well, isn't that a beautiful shoe? And I think I know just who should wear it. I believe this belongs to you.
Well, would you look at that? Bravo! Spread the news. The wedding will take place as planned. My dear, it's time for us to seriously consider how many grandchildren we want and what their names are going to be.
Don't you think it might be just a little too early for that?
Nonsense, my dear. Tell me how you feel about Reginald. Quite nice, eh? Or what about Hercules? Or is that just asking for trouble?
The king and queen would have many grandchildren indeed, and that was as it should be. For as the years passed, Cinderella and her prince fell more deeply in love than even they had imagined possible. Which is why it was only natural that they lived happily ever after.